Welcome to Ajoke's Diary. Ajoke is a Nigerian who travels from one spot to the other, looking for stories on Africans in diaspora, bringing you real people, real stories. She brings you reports on stories of events, places, and people. Stories of success, celebration, Nigerians spread across the globe. It's all a documentation. She's elegant. It's Ajoke's Diary. Ajoke's Diary. This time, it's personal.
Hello and welcome to another chapter of my journey from coast to coast, bringing you stories that matter, the people I meet, what they're doing and why it is important. On this episode of Ajoke's Diary, we'll be taking you to Nigeria in what we'll call Niger Links. And within the Niger Links, we will be bringing you a celebration of a lecturer turned gospel artist who recently turned 50. Also, we'll be bringing you the recently concluded Nigerian fashion show. I know many of you love that, right? And from there, we'll be back in the city of Houston to show you a church that is taking the gospel away from the pulpit into the streets by showing an understanding of the people in its environment. Finally, in our interview segment, we'll be taking you up close and personal with a certain multi-talented young man whose passion has made him a household name. It's Ajoke's Diary. Tell someone you're welcome.
Interviews, news, and much more on Ajoke's Diary. Ajoke's Diary continues in a moment. Ajoke's Diary. This time, it's personal. Stay tuned.
And let's kick it off. Our first story is coming to you all the way from Nigeria. And it is a celebration of Buchi's 50th birthday. Did someone say who's Buchi? Oh my! Well, Buchi is a gospel artist who is a household name in Nigeria. And also, we'll be bringing you tidbits from the recently concluded Nigerian fashion show. Enjoy our Niger Links.
I'm expecting big things. I'm expecting creative designs. This is like the summer, and so if this is the summer, I believe they have the summer edition. So we're going to expecting what people will be wearing. The weather is cooler now, so we want to see what our designers can use the fabrics for to create this time. I was at the Ankara special, and it was unbelievable. It threw me off balance.
Oh, na, 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 I feel that on top your matter. God bless your mother, hey, baby. You too fine past mommy water, hey, baby. Bless your mother, baby. God bless your father, hey, baby. I feel that on top your mother, hey, baby. Baby, God bless your mother, hey, baby. You too fine past mommy water, hey, baby. Bless your mother, baby. God bless your father, hey, baby. Love me, make I love you, baby. Oh, baby. Kiss me, make I kiss you, baby, oh, baby, baby, let me love you, baby, kiss me, baby, make I kiss you, baby, oh, baby girl, you mesmerize me. I've been searching, and I finally found love, yeah, baby girl, you take my heart away. I've been looking, and I finally found love. I wanna have kids with you, baby, then go school for Germany. I find peace with you, baby, and I never leave you, my lady. I wanna please you, my baby. Buy you everything you need. Then go bring your car from Germany. Give you mansion and money. Yeah. Love, baby, oh, make you give me menu, baby. Oh, I go give you love, give me love, and I promise to give you menu, baby.
The gospel is not for Sunday morning alone. Each and every day that the Lord has made, we have to give thanks and praise to the Lord. Almighty Father, Papa never tire. Holy Papa blessing him, Lord, I give I bikini and plenty dollar. Hey, Papa never tire, make me give him.
50 feels good. 50 feels very good. Well, in a sense, you could say I don't feel 50. But how does 50 feel? If this is the way 50 feels good. 50 feels
Give me an E, give me an S, give me a U, and give me a final S.
This album is titled I See, and for me it's remarkable because we all see, you may say, but I see beyond what men can see. I see that Nigeria is beautiful. I see that we're getting better and better. I see that the nations of the world are coming, submitting to the Lordship of Jesus Christ. I see, and that's exactly what I did in that song.
It is well with my soul. It is
Okay, so you see, it's celebration galore, right? On behalf of everyone watching Ajoke's Diary, want to say happy 50th birthday to you, Buchi. And let's go to our next story. It is said that understanding your immediate environment could be another way of preaching the gospel to people. Well, that is what the pastors and members of the Redeemed Christian Church of God Victory House did recently when they did give away back to school packs. Watch.
Interviews, news and much more on Ajoke's Diary. Ajoke's Diary continues in a moment. Ajoke's Diary. This time, it's personal. Stay tuned.
Sermon delivery may not be the only way of evangelism after all. Being close to your community and understanding their immediate needs could be another way of attracting people into Christendom.
The Redeemed Christian Church of God, one of our cardinal objectives is to impact our society. And, a lot of people focus on offerings and tithes that the church collects. People hardly focus on the things we do. The amount of people we send through school, through scholarships, amount of people we help, rent, all sorts of social welfare issues that come up. The Back to School project is just one of the many things we do. We actually have what we call the Feed the Poor. We also have the Back to School where we're giving out school items for free. So everything here is partly sponsored by the church, partly sponsored by donors, and the whole objective is to just give to people who don't have or people who need, whatever category they find themselves.
What makes this different from what other people do? Because there are lots of churches or non-for-profit organizations that also do this giveaway. What makes this by the Victory House a bit different from theirs?
Well, I'm not going to try and differentiate myself from others. I'm just going to focus on what I do. Why I say that is when you ask that question, then you bring me, I start defending other people or whatever they're talking about. I'll tell you what we've done. We have used our resources. We haven't deducted operational costs or stuff like that. If anything, we've gone over and beyond whatever we've collected to make sure that this program happens. One or two of our staff worked in a number of, I think, Walmart, so we're able to get a lot of good discounts. And we bought all this stuff and we're giving it out for free. So, like I said, focusing on what we're doing, it's sacrifice.
So how would you describe the outcome of this event this evening?
Well, surprising. I mean, we're very new in the neighborhood. I'd like to really thank my wife for championing this program because I mean, I supported her, but I didn't know it was going to be this impactful. You know, so I'm grateful that we had this. It's a healthy turnout for beginners in the neighborhood.
Is there something else you want to say to people around this neighborhood, of this community?
Well, yeah, I mean, I want to talk about the church. Victory House is a church that is committed to what we call the 3 Ps, as raising a people of power, raising a people of prosperity, and raising a people of praise. When we say power, we're talking about people who are empowered through the knowledge of Christ to be victorious people. When we're talking about praise, we're talking about people who one of their cardinal objectives in life is to show gratitude and to raise praise to the Almighty God. And when we're talking about prosperities, we're talking about prosperous people, people who do well, you know, people who, I don't want to use the word bottom feeders, but I want to use the word, I'd rather say people who have been empowered by the Word of God to move from a state of despair and despondency to victorious Christian lives. Prosperous, victorious Christian lives.
That was the practice of RCCG Victory House Bisonet not too long ago when they organized an outreach program called Back to School Giveaway. The well-attended event began with music and games to excite the children and peaked with the giving away of many school packs. Pastor Bimbo Ojomo is the benefactress and she shares her vision.
Well, this project is all about bringing a smile to a child's face. We all know that the Lord Jesus loves children, and I believe that in making a child smile, I'm going to make Jesus smile. So that's all the project is all about, to bring a smile onto a child's face. So that's why we're having fun, we're having games, and we're also going to give them gift packs. You know, imagine the joy of a child unraveling a present and seeing what's inside. The child is so grateful and happy just to see what is inside. So that's what it's all about.
And how would you rate the outcome of this? Being the first done.
We give God all the glory. I mean, it's wonderful. It's nice to see the community come out here. Not everybody out there is a member of the church, you know, so it's nice to know we're able to do this evangelistically, to also evangelize to people that there's a church right here and we love everybody.
All right, and is this going to be a continuous exercise or just a one-off?
By God's grace, we hope to do this every year for children before they go back to school.
Is there a message you want to pass to people out there?
I want to say let's always make sure that when we come in contact with children, put a smile on a child's face. Either by smiling at them or giving them something or encouraging them, you know, just giving them hope. I want to say everybody, when you see a child, make a child smile, and Jesus is smiling at you too.
The charity event was no respecter of race. Veronica Ramirez is a parent and a beneficiary.
I'm very grateful for what they did for us, and I really appreciate it. And well, thanks and God bless.
Okay. And how do you think this will make your children feel too?
Very happy.
Meet Ashanti Indukwe, another parent who benefited from the project.
Me being a parent, it's awesome to think that someone cares this much for the kids. You have a lot of the churches out here that say, hey, we can help the kids, but you have to be a member. And it's not here. It's not this. It's all about the children in the neighborhood. And I thank God for that.
Okay. So what's your message to the church? To the pastor and the church?
My pastor has always blessed us in a way whereas you do for God and God is going to do for you.
Yeah. And of course we say kudos to the members of the Redeemed Christian Church of God Victory House. Now to our final stop. To many people within the social circle, the mention of Akeem Olusegun Olaleye may not instantly strike a chord. But if I say Shagon Gilly, yeah, see, you're smiling. Yes, Shagon Gilly. Ajoke's diary caught up with this multi-talented man in the city of Houston. And he did open up on the strict upbringing, his family values, his philosophies, and how he spends time away from work. This is an exclusive interview with Shagon Gilly. Enjoy it. Now, I know you were christened Hakeem Oluwasegun. Go ahead, give me the other names.
My names are Hakeem Oluwasegun Oluwase Martins Victor Olaleye.
Oh, such splendid names. All right, so tell me, let's go big. How would you describe yourself, Shagon?
Shagon is, I'm an extrovert to an extent, although a shy person, which people find it difficult to believe that I'm shy, but yes, I'm a very shy person. Like being on camera right now, I am actually shy. You know, I love life, I love family. I mean, that's what I live for.
When did you really discover yourself with all of those attributes and qualities and characteristics you just listed? Some people, it takes them a lifetime to really realize who they are, right? So when did you really discover yourself with all of this no-nonsense taker and give it to people the way that you see it?
It has always been in me. Like all those I went to, like I had my 40th birthday in May, and I had lots of my friends, those who went to school together. I attended St. Gregory's College of Balinde. All my friends that we attended school together when I finished in 89, they came back in 2004 and they're like, Akeem, oh, change. Growing up, another thing is that's why, growing up, I was more of a CC growing up. You know, you never find me, even till now, you never find me in the midst of guys. I'm just beginning to have male friends. I had an elder sister, my younger brothers were really, really young and everything, so I hardly get into trouble. The only time I get into trouble is when men are chasing my sister. After 6 p.m, you won't find me outside. There's nothing I'm doing outside. And coming from a background, my dad was an ex-serviceman, he was a soldier, and my mom is a teacher, so you know the combination of both of them. If you're not at home by 6 o'clock, exactly.
Yeah.
The other thing that made me drift into bead making was a client who walked into the store and she needed to buy one particular bead, but it was a bit too big for her neck, so she was now going to leave without buying the beads. I had to ask her, what if I can make it to your size? And my sister-in-law was not around anyway, so I had to go to learn how to make beads so I can adjust the beads.
Interviews, news, and much more on Ajoke's Diary. Ajoke's Diary continues in a moment. Ajoke's Diary. This time, it's personal.
You're welcome back to the show, and we're still hanging out with Shagon Gilly. That's the name he's known by. Well, I wonder where the whole plethora of names go to, you know, when people just say it's a craft of Gilly and put in front of you Shagon for you. Anyway, let's talk about your journey into the US, right? You mentioned earlier on in the interview that you were in Atlanta. Then before coming over to Houston, or did you stay somewhere else before coming over to Houston?
I was in Atlanta because talking about my journey to America, we are not going to live here. because I'm one of those people that, yes, they tell you, oh, come on, I'm going to be there for you, and I got to the airports. I wasn't picked up at the airports. Yes, I was stranded in New York, and thank God I called a friend. I now had to, after flying for 14 hours, Nigeria Airways, I think, was the last flight. I came back, no luggage. Long story. I ended up driving 13 hours from New York to Atlanta, and I ended up living in Atlanta for I think about 5 months. Then I just got fed up. I was like, I cannot live like this. It was my first time outside Nigeria. I mean, I lived alone quite all right growing up. I lived alone, but I have never experienced hardship like that. That's what I was gonna call it, because it was totally a different ball game. Coming to the country, I didn't have anybody tell me, oh, you need to have green card to be able to work, you need to have social security number to be able to work. I remember applying for a job once at the mall, and they asked for my social security number. I thought it was a phone number, so I wrote down my phone number thinking that was what they wanted and everything, but it was a challenge. I had to go back to Nigeria, but getting back to Nigeria, I realized I had gotten used to NEPA not taking light, gotten used to some good sides of it. So I had to look at
Nigeria after 5 months in Atlanta.
After 5 months in Atlanta, yes. Right. So I had to look at the brighter side of it and came back to America. Stayed in Atlanta for I think about a month or two before relocating back to Houston in 2003.
And since 2003, you have been in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So how far has this art and crafts taking you in the U.S.? I mean, how far have you traveled?
We have about 52 states. I have pretty much been into so many parts of America. Now, I have just a few states left I haven't visited.
Really?
Yes, just a few states, maybe about 10 states, but pretty much I have been everywhere. And thank God this business has taken me to so many places, even to Canada, Germany, London. It has taken me globally, period.
So on the average, would you say that this job has paid off for you?
It sure has, because this is what I have been known to do, and I have pretty much done this all my life, so it really has paid off for me.
So what is the next step for Shagon Gilly?
Next step.
Okay, we'll take another quick break. Give him some time to think about the next step, and Ajoke's diary will be back with you. What philosophy to life do you have?
I take it as it comes. I take it a step at a time. Never in a rush. If I can't do it, I'll let it go. And I never plan ahead. I wait for tomorrow to come. Whatever it brings, we take. We go with it. And most especially, one thing my mother had always taught us is never count your eggs until it is hatched. So I was a bit stuck when you were like, so what's your plan for tomorrow? Yeah, man proposes, God disposes. But
so you're gonna tell me that I took a break for you to think so giving you enough time to think about it, right?
No, I know, but I just have to rethink it again and pray to God to shine his face on me enough to say amen, because the voice of people is the voice of God. So many people have been telling me to. It is what I had wanted to.
Okay, folks, this is a part of the show I hate most, where I have to say goodbye. Well, whatever has a beginning surely must have an end. So we are at the end of the show for this week, and we hope you enjoyed it. Please get in touch with me, sending me a mail, sending me a text message, or giving me a phone call. You can also watch this show endlessly on YouTube, where you could just put it on a continuous loop and keep watching where there is no end, right? Okay, so we have to go now, and we hope to join you again next week. Where will we be next week? I'm not going to tell you. I'll keep it a secret, so you have to watch the show. Until then, bye-bye from me.
Fiber 06 Media Concept.